Hi, and welcome to episode 3 of Naturally Kim's Knitting. I'm so glad to have everybody here today. Today is February the 19th. It's a Friday, rather windy outside, but hey, it's not snowing right now, so all is good. I'd like to welcome any new viewers I might have to the podcast, and also welcome those who have stayed with me as I've gone through episode 3. Yay! Anyways, I do invite you to check out my page on Ravelry and to see some of the things that I'll be talking about on the show today. Sorry, I have to move my show notes. They're small print and I'll have a hard time reading them otherwise. So, right now I'm going to take a break and come back with my finished objects. Okay, getting ready to introduce you to my finished objects. And yes, I have a couple this week. Um, I've actually completed my first pair of gloves. And I would like to show them to you. I only put the one on because I want to make sure to tell you about all the different colors. So in this came from, it was a kit that came from Knit Picks. And it was called, I have to get the name right, Line by Line Mittens to Gloves. And I told you last time that they give you enough yarn for two or three projects depending on your hand size. And my hand size is a little bit big, so I'm getting these. I've made these, and then I'm going to be making a pair of fingerless gloves. Yay! In fact, I'm almost done with one of them. Anyways, so this is from Knit Picks, and it's made out of Knit Picks Swish DK yarn. It's a 100% superwash merino wool. And they have two color choices two colorways that you can choose from. One is called the evening, and the other is called sunrise. I went with sunrise because I need something to help me out on these windy, cloudy days. So sunrise is twilight, cornmeal, conch, carnation, and sugar plum. I actually pointed at all the right colors at the right time this time. And I am so happy. I've actually been wearing these out, so I had to dig them out of the closet. I always keep them in my coat pocket. And they are so nice and warm. So, anyways, we haven't had super cold weather, but I think these are going to be nice. Anyways, if you've been following me the last couple weeks, you know I've been working on Java Pearls um, top down preemie hats. And I got a few more finished this week, so I thought I'd show them to you. I've got two more. These were made out of Woolworths yarn from ages ago. In fact, I think I looked and it's discontinued now. But I made two out of the baby blue. Sorry, I have to get my camera directions right yet. One out of mauve. And I can't remember what the color was on this one. I want to say hot pink, but I'm not for sure. Let's see how pretty they are. And these you can find on Java Pearls Designs on Ravelry. It's a free pattern. She really wants, she's very happy to contribute if people are willing to make the hats for preemies. And while doing that, last summer, I don't know the name of the organization, but I was out at my daughter's house, and they were having a Lambton festival. And in the newspaper while I was out there, they asked for people to please make children's chemo caps. They said it could be any pattern or whatever. Well, I made a couple. In fact, I think I'll have to check, but I think I have them posted on Ravelry under KS Napier. Anyway, so I made another hat that I'm going to send out there when it's about time for Lambton this year. It's a very simple pattern. I'm going to post it on my Ravelry page, and anybody is welcome to go ahead and buy it. Well, it's free. Take it, copy it, make them, and if you know of some place, most hospitals that have chemo sections would love to have these. And if you're not sure, let me know, and I will track down the organization that took the hat or that did the hats last year. So I will post this on Ravelry this next week, so anybody can feel free to have this. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I finished. Oh, I should tell you, I made this also out of that Woolworths yarn. I'm trying to use it up. So this is baby blue and mauve. And then my little pom-pom is the two colors put together. Okay, I think that's all that I've made this or finished this week. So, okay, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back again. This time I'm going to go on with things that are currently on my needles. And I told you I was going to go ahead and make a pair of fingerless gloves out of that same yarn that I made my gloves out of. And this is as far as I am on the first glove. I'm getting ready. Well, I've just started the increases for the thumb. And I should finish that today. And I might even finish the glove today and start the next one. So next week, hopefully this will be a finished item. I have so many things I want to work on that I really want to get some of these things done. Now the next thing that's currently on my needles, I've been sharing my progress on my own top-down sweater. I wasn't going to post the pattern because it's a very plain pattern, but I am so tickled with it that I just have to share it. This is my own. It's very simple. It's a stockinette. My goodness, the branches are hitting the window. So if you heard that, I'm sorry. Anyways, this is my top-down sweater. Last week when I podcasted, I stopped right here. Now I finished all of this, and I've actually cast on one of my sleeves. I'm so tickled with this. And like I've said before, this is a wide neckline, but I like wide necklines. I kind of like to wear things underneath sometimes. Sorry, can't figure out which way to pull up. But I love this. This is made out of, let me show you this real, see if we can get it good. See, it's a heather. It's Knit Picks Stroll Fingering Yarn in Rainforest Heather. And it just has those little flecks in there that I just absolutely love. There we go. You can kind of see it. I just can't hold my hand still, I guess. I'm loving this. I'm so proud of this. I've never done a top-down sweater before this. So that is really exciting for me. I will post it. I hadn't thought I would, but I am going to post it. And if anybody wants a simple pattern, they are more than welcome to go to that one. Is that all I'm working? Well, of course, I'm working on more baby hats. I just haven't got one started today. I'll be starting one in a little bit. So I think that's everything that's on my needles. This seems to be going very fast today. Maybe I'm talking fast. I do have a tendency to do that sometimes. Okay, next I'm going to talk about things that have got me excited. So just a moment. Okay, next I'm talking about the things that have made me excited this past week. I have told my husband, we always try to give up something for Lent, something that we enjoy, and I love shopping for yarn. I am a yarnaholic. Even though I have skeins and skeins and skeins and skeins of it, and I've started even spindling my own, I love to buy yarn. So I told my husband for Lent this year I was not going to buy any yarn until after Christmas. Oh my goodness, this is going to be tough. I've already been looking and figuring out projects, but my problem is I have so many projects lined up. But that's okay, because then when I get these things done, I can go through the excitement of getting more yarn again. Anyways, the thing that really has me tickled this right now is I'm a tea drinker. And I love all different kinds of teas. Unfortunately, my very favorite tea, which was made by the Republic of Tea, it was called Rainforest Tea, they no longer make it. So I've been having to experiment a little bit. But I also like black teas, and that's what I have in my World Wildlife Fun cup. I've splurged. I got myself these for Christmas because it has these nice wide handles, easy to hold, and I love the fact that the money that it cost went to World Wildlife Fund. I didn't put that in my show notes. I need to do that, I guess. Anyways, it's what is inside that I really wanted to tell you that I'm excited about. A while ago, I had ordered some Prince of Wales tea, loose tea. I love loose tea. And that's what's in my cup today. I like that with just a little bit of honey And oh my, it's so tasty. Um, you can find a link for it on my show notes. I'm putting links for everything that I've talked about so far on my show notes, so everything will be there for you. Okay, I guess I've had a boring life this week because that's about all that's really made me excited. But there's my little cup that I just love with those blue eyes. Isn't that beautiful snow leopard? Anyways, okay, I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, now I'd like to share the things that I have been watching or reading on um, on TV lately. I okay, I've got to get to the cover of this one. I thought I was on the cover. Anyways, I've mentioned I love Terry Pratchett. And I've started reading the Discworld books from the beginning again. And I am right now reading The Color of Magic by Terry Pratchett. I love his whimsy. I love his imagination. You know, we did lose him, and you know, that just broke my heart, my daughter's heart too, because she was the one that got me started on the Terry Pratchett books. We happened to be, my daughter needed to do research on the UK, and we spent 5 weeks, and we went to Great Britain, Scotland, um, Wales, the Republic of Ireland, and Northern Ireland. We actually spent 10 days in Northern Ireland. We had basically spent most of the time on trains or buses going from one place to another as she was researching the Celts. She was doing this for a college paper. So while we were over there, I ran out of reading material on the trains, and she happened to have Terry Pratchett books, and so she let me read one, and I just love it. I just love these books. This one, the main character, well, there's three characters in it that are just so much fun. Rincewind is, oh, I should warn everybody, during this section, there might be spoilers on things, so if you don't want to hear about the spoilers, just skip to the end. Anyways, Rincewind is a wizard who knows one spell. He happened to be in the university's library, and they have a book there that has the most important spells for Discworld. And one day he was there looking at the book, and which nobody was supposed to even touch it. And one of the spells entered him. It's the only spell he knows. But if he ever says, nobody knows what will happen if he ever says the spell. So he has to be very watchful about it. So, love that book. I'm almost finished. In fact, I'm right there. Right there. I have that little bit to finish. So hopefully tonight, tomorrow night, I'll be able to finish it. Now, in our church, during this season, our pastor has asked that we each read the book Soul Keeping. I have it right here on my Kindle. Soul Keeping. It's by John Ortberg. And my minister was so blessed because he was able to um, he's been able to meet the gentleman that this book is about. John Ortberg actually wrote the book about, um, oops, sorry about that. He wrote the book about a friend who had passed away, and it's in honor of him. And my pastor says it is done in such a loving way that it kind of gives us each something to aim for. And I just love this. So I'm reading that with the church. So it'll be a little while for me to get through it because I'm trying to read it with them. Next, I've been listening. I love Edward Rutherford also. He writes historical fiction. And he's written books called Sarum, the Prince, oh, let's see, let's get it right. Yeah, the Princes of Ireland, the Rebels of Ireland, London, Paris, Ruska, and I'm trying to think if I've missed any. I think I've read all those but Paris so far. But I've been listening to The Forest on Audible Books. And it's wonderful. There's a part over in Great Britain called The Forests, and this story takes place in that area. It basically takes you back to not quite the beginning of history. A lot of his books do, but it takes you back quite a ways in history, and it brings you all the way forward. He has such a gift. I just love Edward Rutherford. He is so good. Um, Now let's talk about some of the shows I've been watching this week. Marvel, I love Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I love Marvel's Agent Carter. And this week's, it's coming to the end of the series. And this is season 2. And my daughter got me watching it when I was out in California, one of the past times. Anyways, Agent Carter is one of them, is the main person who took Captain America under her wings and helped make him what he was, or what he is. Not the strength part, but kind of a little flirtation there. Anyways, this is a series about her. And this last week, well, it's been very exciting. Um, I just love it. I don't want to give things away on it, but I can't say enough about it. NCIS, also another one that I watch all the time. Love it. This is season 13, and an old friend of Tim's came to visit, and she was supposed to be training the NCIS team on special tactical things. I'm not even sure, weapons, plans. I don't know. I don't understand all that. But as the story goes on, you find out that there's a secret about Tim and Val, and it has to do with her tooth. Well, that's all Tony has to hear, and all at once Tony has to find out what it is. And so when she's giving her lecture, he's just staring at her tooth. And finally they tell the story about how they were each other's first kiss, and unfortunately it was allergy season, and Tim had a sneeze coming on, and he accidentally head bumped her. So she spent the next hours in the dentist's chair. Memorable first kiss. And then, of course, along with NCIS is NCIS New Orleans, which is on right after it. I this time. I made it this far without any glitches, but my computer just has to make sure that I'm awake and alert and everything. Anyways, NCIS New Orleans. I've never cared for the one that's in LA, but I must say I do like Scott Bakula, and then I've gotten to like all the other characters in it. And I watched that this week, and it was a very good they're always good episodes. Um, Next was, of course, big spoiler alert, The Big Bang Theory. We have a baby on the way. I'm not going to tell you who. If you want to find out, you'll just have to watch it. But we only have a couple married couples, but we do have, the others are dating. So, it could be anybody. Who knows? But you'll just have to watch it and find out who it is. Okay. I think that's about it for this week. I do want to tell you that you can find me on Twitter at KSNapier475. You can find me at Ravelry under KS Napier, and also under Naturally Kim's Knitting. That's naturally, comma, Kim, apostrophe S, knitting. WordPress, it's naturally Kim's Knitting, all one word, .wordpress.com. And then Blogger, it's KSNapier475 at blogspot.com. You can find my show notes on WordPress and on Blogger. My show is on YouTube, and I haven't figured out how to make a separate account for it yet, but I'm working on that. That's where all my little episodes come from. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in today, and I look forward to seeing you next week, and I hope you have a great week next week. Keep on knitting, and I'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.